Everybody, welcome back to Steel City Live. I'm Jason. That's Sean. What's up, Sean?
What's up, Jason? Thanks for having me back once again. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing out there?
Hey, I'm living a dream, man. Hope everybody else is well. We're doing well here at Mike Drop Sports on the show Steel City Live for our Wednesday edition here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk some receiver stuff, talk other Steeler news, whatever comes about. As always, make sure you guys put in your comments, questions, and concerns into the chat, and we will roll with it from there. Anything new in the life of Sean down in Hawaii? Anything new going on, my friend?
Just making the transition. I'm starting. I'm going into a different role, a career. Basically, I got a new job. I'm working for the county now, so I'm getting ready to switch everything up. New schedule, new everything, and hopefully, I get some more time to come on Mike Drop Sports with you guys.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Congratulations to Sean. Got a new position, new job. So that's pretty cool, man. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Definitely well deserved. So yeah, it'll be definitely a change and definitely cool to do things like that, man. No doubt about it. It's always scary changing, like, though, whenever you're used to a groove, you're used to a schedule every day. It's like, oh shit, man, now I got to switch up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm leaving the familiar into the unknown. So here we go.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, man. And that's like everything in life. Yeah, when you get out of your comfort zone, it kind of gets shitty, man. It kind of sucks, but it's all worth it, man. In the end, no doubt about it. I've learned that myself here in the last couple years myself. So it does. It's
Shoot, you're
crazy.
going you're going through it right now with your moving into a new house and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. 25 more days, bro. Yep. All big changes here at the channel. Everybody, Sean, myself, we're changing it up. We're switching shit up here. Big things then for 2024, man. No doubt about it.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Congratulations, Sean. What's up, guys? What's up, Denise? What's up, TD? What's up? As always, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live. We're going to dive in and talk a little bit of Steelers here. Talk about the potential trade target now. Dan Moore Jr., I'm starting to see a little bit more about that maybe being a reality. You look at the Pittsburgh Steelers signing Scotty Miller, a guy that was with the Atlanta Falcons during the Arthur Smith tenure last year, during the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl run with Tom Brady. Scotty Miller, a guy that has made some plays, man. He made some plays with, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that Super Bowl run. So, what's your initial gut check reaction here, Sean, about Scotty Miller? Thank you, Denise. I appreciate it. About the Steelers signing another guy like a Scotty Miller, another, third, fourth tier type wide receiver, in my opinion. But what's your initial gut check reaction about this signing for the Steelers?
I like it. Any new talent they can bring in with a little experience is always a good thing, and maybe he can help develop some younger receivers, and like Wilson to teach them a little bit about the game and at the NFL level, and maybe that'll be a good thing for us.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, that's a cool thing, dude. Yeah, like you just said there. Uh Experience, dude. That does count for something, man. For sure. You need to bring that into the locker room. I like that. Hey, and he's played with the GOAT, bro.
exactly. So and when you play with the GOAT, he brings that extra like that element of he wants to win every damn Sunday or every weekend, and he's one of the best at preparing. So hopefully these receivers got to learn something from Tom Brady on preparing for the season, and hopefully he can help these young guys get ready for this season.
Yeah, like you said, they're preparing like Tom Brady, work ethic times a million, man. Probably one of the hardest working dudes out there in the NFL. You see, there's several dudes that come to mind when you think of work ethic. One of them being a Steeler in James Harrison, a guy that worked out like crazy, dude. Just really took care of his body, spent millions of dollars on his body care. Really tried to prepare to be really good. And then you look at guys like Tom Brady, man, he's taken care of his body in an amazing way. He's won so many championships and he works all off season. It feels like that guy never takes a day off. I think that's what you want in that building, man.
It is. These guys, some of them that have that burning desire that want to be better each and every year, no matter how far into their career they are. And I hope we got a lot of guys coming into the locker room that can spread that and it becomes like that contagious atmosphere where everybody wants to do better.
Yeah, man, I agree. That's what you want in there. You got guys too on the defensive side of the football right now, like TJ Watt. Those types of dudes that just work so damn hard. Cam Hayward too. And I know we've been on Cam a little bit because of his injuries and shit like that. That guy's a die-hard worker, dude. You look at Minka Fitzpatrick, worker. Just that's what they do, work constantly, and that's exactly what you want. But back to this wide receiver room, and when we're talking about the addition of Scotty Miller, I'm going to bring up his statistics here. But Sean, it appears that the Steelers still have yet to find like a real true number two type guy, a 1A type guy, a number two target for the Steelers. My question is, do you think they just got too many third, fourth, fifth tier guys? Is that starting to scare you? Or do you think maybe they could overcome something like that?
I'm concerned. I am, and at this point, like I'm just starting to hope that Wilson comes in and really takes off as a rookie and steps it up. I've been reading lots of good things about him, and the tape that I saw on him, all of his highlights. The guy rarely drops the ball. He catches almost everything thrown at him.
Mm.
So maybe he is the guy that we weren't really expecting. That diamond in the rough that we used to talk about a few months ago. Maybe he's going to be that guy, but I am concerned because I wanted another big name receiver out there on the field to help keep the guys from double teaming on Pickens and just locking him up on the line. We need another guy out there that's a deep threat. But hey, we got Calvin Austin, but he's small. Like I
So
don't
is
know.
Scotty Miller too. Yeah, that's scary.
And Wilson's not the biggest guy either, so I am concerned.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, the Steelers, we'll give them that. What's up, Rod? Yeah, we'll give them that. They do have a lot of smaller wide receivers throughout time. Antonio Brown, Deontay Johnson, Santonio Holmes. I mean, the list goes on of smaller guys. Emmanuel Sanders, so many. And you look here at the addition of Scotty Miller, a guy 26 years old, 5'9", 174 pounds. You look at Roman Wilson, a little bit taller than that, just barely. They're about all the same guys. They like those small type receivers. So yeah, that's definitely something that they like. But here's my thing, and I see what your concern is, and I agree with that concern, no doubt about it. About the concern of George Pickens getting doubled up, getting maybe pinned in to where they can't utilize their number one target. But I'm thinking maybe the doubling and triple teaming of George Pickens helps other players on this roster going into 2024. Maybe it does help guys like Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin. Maybe it helps those guys get free. Maybe it helps the run game. Maybe it helps the tight end room. I'm just saying, maybe it necessarily isn't a bad thing. You know what I mean? If he does get doubled, is just what I'm thinking.
You're absolutely right. That really could. My question is if that does happen and that's what's going on, is George Pickens mature enough to allow these other guys to go out there and get all the stardom and the big touchdown plays while he's getting double teamed?
No
So
doubt.
that's a
Mhm.
big concern.
Yeah, dude, no doubt about it. Yeah, you wonder that. Is George Pickens ready to take that step to be the number one guy? Because being the number one guy doesn't always mean that you get the most targets. That doesn't mean that you score the most touchdowns, that you're not the most productive player on the team. That's not necessarily what number one means. You're looking at a guy that needs to be a leader in that locker room. And when the ball isn't coming his way, he can't show frustration. He has to lead by example. And I agree with that, Sean. I think that I'm hoping that he is able to overcome that because I think that is going to be the case. Do you think, though, this tight end room now becomes super important, more important than ever? Just considering they really don't have anybody that's in that top one or two tiers other than George Pickens yet. Roman Wilson, possibly. Maybe Scotty Miller surprises and does some special things for the Steelers. We don't know. But does that tight end room now become ultra important? And does it pin the Steelers into running more heavy sets because they don't maybe have enough depth at the wide receiver spot?
I think it would help the tight ends a lot. Like you were saying, if they're concerned about Pickens and locking him down, and also they're going to have to be watching out for our hopefully our tandem duo of lightning and thunder with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. They're going to be concerned about the loading up the box too, which means hey, let's make it look like that play action. Go out there and dump it to the tight end and let them run down the field with the ball, and I think it would help them a lot. Yeah. So there's too many keys like to this offense. All of a sudden, our offense got really diverse. So it's kind of hard to just load the box and just shut down the run when you can just go ahead and dump the ball over the middle. So yeah, I think with that addition, like you're saying, it's going to help the tight ends. Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully, no doubt about it. JC, do you like Tom Brady? Yeah, I like Tom Brady. He's the GOAT, man, no doubt. The
Yeah.
Egyptian Queen, what a bad signing in Miller. We need to not sign another receiver unless we get DK Metcalf or Sutton. I don't know about a name. I agree with the Egyptian Queen in this aspect. They don't need to sign any more guys that are third, fourth, fifth tier wide receivers. And what I mean by tiers, I mean third, fourth, fifth on the depth chart, when you're talking about your wide receiver depth. You don't need to sign any more of those guys. They have a room full of them. They don't need any more. They're going to end up having some odd men out too. And I don't think people believe me when I say I don't think Quez Watkins will make this team. I really, really don't. I know people had high hopes for him. He just seems to me like an odd man out in this situation because the more people they bring in, but I don't know. And I agree with you. They need to sign somebody that's a number two. Now, a name or something, I don't know, but they could. There's more. There's a lot of names out there, but who do they get? You know what I mean? I just don't know who that would be. Or Pat. I don't know. A parallel for you, Jay. Green double teamed help rest of the front four linebackers, similar to if Pickens double teamed. Yeah, I think so. And I think Sean and I are both in agreement there that when they double team a guy like a Pickens and they're showing a monster attention, that's going to leave one-on-one opportunities, man. And when Sean, you brought up a good point that I wanted to bring up. You said throw the ball over the middle. That's a concern for a lot of people about Russell Wilson, that maybe he's not able to get the ball over the middle as consistently as people would like. Would that be a problem if he can't do it? If he struggles throwing the ball over the middle, you have Pickens double team. Uh, now, what does that look like?
Yeah, well, I sure hope that Russell Wilson can throw the ball over the middle. I mean, the guy's got plenty of experience. He's got a killer arm. He's going to have an amazing offensive line if everybody stays healthy. And he just needs to go in there and be patient, stand in the pocket, read the defense, make the read, and make the throw. And I would be very disappointed if he can't.
Yeah, if he struggles in that area, that is going to be a dagger in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, man. A real, real dagger because, like we're saying, if you have a Pickens doubled, you can't force the ball to the edges. Then you can't go deep every play. You have to be able to utilize the middle. When you got some of these shifty wide receivers, like a Roman Wilson, like a Quez or a Scotty Miller here, maybe a Calvin Austin who showed a little bit of versatility that he could go down and drag routes and across the middle and things of that nature. You got guys that are going to dig up in there, man, that you got to deliver the football to. Tight ends that are going to play there. Yeah, you definitely got to be able to do it. That's going to be hard if they can't.
He's going to have to. And if he can't, time to see if Justin Fields can do it.
Yeah, amen, man. Exactly. Brent, y'all are back. Love my Steelers fans. How's everybody doing? We're doing well. Hopefully you're doing good. There's Miss Pittsburgh. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? Good afternoon, Steelers Nation. Miss Pittsburgh in the building. Wah, 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 wah. I
Yeah.
love it. Wave that towel, girl. Your emoji always cracks me up with the surfboard. It fits you. It fits you. It really does. All right, guys, make sure you're liking and subscribing and becoming a member of the Mic Drop Mafia. 99 cents a month. Only 2 days away from our giveaway. If you are not a Mic Drop Mafia member, you can't be entered into that giveaway. So get into that Mafia before Friday's show at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you will be eligible to win $50 cold hard cash from your boys here at Mike Drop Sports. So make sure you guys do that. G Stacks 434. With no wide receiver two at the moment, I believe that the Steelers offense may run through Pat and Washington like when the Patriots had Hernandez and Gronk. Very good point, man. And could you see, Sean, this tight end room? We didn't see a lot of them on the field together last year, utilizing them, in route trees and getting them out in space and trying to let them work in the pass game with multiple tight ends or double tight ends last year. You didn't see a ton of that. But do you think that that could be a real valuable weapon? And do you think we'll see a lot of that this year with this offense, utilizing Pat, Washington, Connor Hayward, and those guys? Do you think you'll see a lot of that?
I hope to, and yeah, I think we will because of Arthur Smith coming in and with that run-heavy offense. I think it's gonna, like I say, open up a lot more play action, and that's where they're gonna hit Pat Fryermuth and these guys is with that. And that's what I think, and that's what I hope to see.
Yeah, and I like what G says. G says, hey, like a Hernandez and Gronk back in the Patriots days, I would love to see that. And I think you have two tight ends and a guy that you can throw in there with Connor Hayward, throwing him into that H-back role to where you could have all three of those guys on the field at one time. And you could really become versatile, man, with a real big run game. You're running a heavy package. You've got some guys that can block, and you've got guys that can catch a pass, and you still have a quarterback that's mobile, either with Wilson or Fields. So, I mean, I don't think it would be bad. I don't.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, as you're explaining these scenarios, if you're the opposing defense, you got your hands full, man. How do you even lock in on anything? Like, they coming out in these jumbo packages with multiple tight ends, plus these two running backs that can go. They can run it hard right at you, or they can be shifty and go take it to the home run hit. And then you got Russell Wilson with experience. You got George Pickens, bro. It's so hard not to be excited right now. This is going to be so fun this year. I'm stoked.
I think so too. And I think people are really underestimating the Steelers. And I know there is a deficiency at wide receiver with a number two being missing. I get that. But if you really analyze it, like you just said there, Sean, when we're going over all the scenarios, there's a lot of weapons that people are just overlooking, at least in my eyes.
Yeah. And I feel like, we're still, kind of being overlooked, which is a good thing.
I love it.
Me too. Yeah, light that fire. Give us something to go out there and you want to prove yourself.
Amen, man. I love it. I love being overlooked. Brent says, how do you Steelers fans feel about not picking up Harris's contract? And I think that goes into what we were just saying there, Brent. We want to see that two-headed monster in the backfield. I think they could have stayed cheap under 10 million and had both of them secured for a couple seasons. That would have probably been a wise move, but maybe there's different plans in place and the Steelers may think differently. But for 2024, they have the duo of Harris and of Jalen Warren. I mean, hey, they're going to roll with them in 2024.
And and whatever happens after 2024, I'll stand with them. I'll stand with the Steelers. I'll support whatever they do. And I love having this two-headed monster, though. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We'll bash them when we need to bash them. We'll talk shit, but we got to go with it. When it's game time, baby, you got to ride. You got to ride, baby. Amen. Right. Yep, wave that towel, baby. Gavin says, hey, you guys should take. Come on, dude. Hold on. Let me delete this, dude.
It's hard when I'm not moderating.
I know. We need another moderator. I'm trying to get it. We got to find somebody at work. Sorry, missed your show. That's all right. Explore Your World 2019. You're in the live chat right now, man. If you're here, this is the live show. We start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Wednesdays, so I can be joined by Sean. Hey, you never know, Sean, with your new schedule, we might be able to flip some shit around even. You never know.
Yeah. We will be able to, guaranteed.
See, guys, we're growing. We're working it. We get better every day up in this bitch.
That's right.
Brent, Stacks, to be fair, Wilson is used to only having one wide receiver isn't a problem as long as he has a big body running back to hand the ball off to. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have more than one wide receiver, guys. They are definitely going to have more than one wide receiver. I think that this wide receiver room has significant potential. It's just, I think what's scaring people, Sean, is unproven guys all across the board in there. Guys that have had some seasons to where they've struggled, guys that are unproven. I think the uncertainty is what's scaring people off. I do think there's talent in that room.
I do too. Like I was saying, I wasn't exactly like the most excited over Wilson until I really started looking into what he brings to the table. And Wilson might be a day one starter. Like we'll see. I don't know, but from what the tape I've been seeing and the articles I've been reading, this guy's got a lot of talent and he might bring a lot to the table. So only time will tell.
Yeah, I think Roman Wilson is a day one guy that gets in there and gets moving, and I think they're going to have no choice. You look at the addition today. Hold on one second. Let me get. Oh, thank you. I'm not sure. We'll talk about our favorite game time ritual. We'll talk about that. Yeah, thank you for saying no trolling. Yeah, we get some weirdos sometimes in the chat. What's up, Corey? How are you? Thank you for stopping through. Yeah, they made the addition today, guys. Scotty Miller, another, I'll say a third tier guy in my eyes, maybe a fourth tier guy, a guy that would sit third or fourth on a depth chart in a wide receiving core. In 2022 with the Buccaneers, he had 23 catches for 185 yards, averaging 8 yards a catch, 23 being his long, no touchdowns. And then you look at the Falcons in 2023, he had 11 catches for 161 yards, averaged 14 yards a catch, 56 being his long, and 2 touchdowns. That being under Arthur Smith, Sean. So, I don't know. Does this guy wow you? No, but we've seen him do some special things with Tom Brady. I think that was his best year. The guy's only 26 years old. Total career 85 catches, 1,085 yards, averaging 12 yards a catch. 56 is his long, 6 touchdowns. Yeah, so I think he could be serviceable. I think he could be a guy that comes in and make a couple catches.
The fact that he's played under Arthur Smith already is probably a good thing. That makes me feel a little bit better. Not only does he kind of know what Arthur Smith is going to be bringing for the playbook, but Arthur Smith might know a little, about his talents and where he can utilize them, maybe where he shouldn't. We'll see.
Yeah, and when you say that, I'm kind of getting worried about this Arthur Smith thing, though. They're bringing a lot of players from Atlanta. There's what, 3 of them now, I think, that have played under Arthur Smith that are now in the building. The tight end, Cordell Patterson, now Scotty Miller. Yeah, G says Scotty is a Super Bowl champ. Yeah, he is. He won with Brady. Brent says the unproven thing is true. My Bills have a ghost of a wide receiver room, but there's potential there. And yeah, Brent, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at guys, and when you don't have anything certain in there that is going to be like, hey, this guy's a 50 catch guy. When you don't have that, you got to look at the potential and look at the upside, and everything can't be so negative. There's definitely some athletes. Guys got to the NFL for a reason, Sean. They're
That's right.
athletes.
Yeah, that's right.
No doubt about it.
Not at the NFL level.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely guys that can get the shit done. We just got to give them the opportunity and see what happens and roll with it. Yeah. We're gonna actually, too, guys. We're gonna continue to talk about anything you guys want to talk about in the chat, but we're gonna talk a little bit about maybe some of the trade targets now that you have. Trade pieces that you could have. One being Dan Moore Jr., Sean. I do want to talk about that, but first I want to say make sure you guys hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason and that's Sean, and we are here with our Wednesday show. We start at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. So make sure you give us a like, and thank you for watching, and subscribe if you're not already. We made it over 3,100 last night, so we are on the move, man.
Nice.
All right. Craig Werlo, if this is wide receiver room when the season starts, I'll give Omar a D- at best for the wide receiver. Yeah, but here's the thing, Craig. What if all of a sudden those guys light the world on fire, Sean? Then everybody will be saying Omar's a genius. You know what I mean?
Yep. I was just sitting there thinking that, well, we'll see. We won't know until
Yeah,
the season's over.
I can see your initial grade, Craig, though, and I can't even argue it. I would probably do the same. I'd probably, say the same damn thing, man. No doubt about it. Hey, D, what's up? D says, what up, Seanson?
What's up, D? How you doing, buddy?
Chris, the con artist is waiting for June 1st to trade for an outside wide receiver. I don't think the market is going to be vastly different around there, but there's definite chance, Chris. I think so. I think there's a definite chance that something could happen around then. I do think that something may be brewing, and that's why I say maybe a guy look at teams that may need a offensive line piece, like a tackle, like a Dan Moore Jr. Maybe you add that into a trade package, and maybe that gets you over the hump and gets you a guy. But the Steelers are just adding cheap pieces right now. They're waiting. They definitely are, no doubt about it.
Yeah, we need another big key piece. Just that one more big wide receiver, man.
No
And
doubt.
that would be the cherry on top.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt about it. Brent, last season, y'all had a massive problem on third and short when what have the Steelers done to keep offense on the field?
I know.
That problem kind of rectified itself toward the end of the season. The Steelers were able to move the ball, definitely. It was a big quarterback issue, in my opinion. I felt like the quarterbacks just didn't make good decisions, man. We had poor quarterback play and poor offensive line play a lot of the times. So that's an issue.
Yeah, I think that problem mainly went to Philadelphia, and we got a few other pieces to help that O line. I don't think we're gonna have a big third down problem this year.
I hope not. Definitely not. I gotta agree. I think it could be better, no doubt about it. D says, "Where's Jay Sean better?" we ain't a couple, D. We're not going and Benifer and shit like Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. And yeah, we ain't doing that weird shit.
Bro, yeah, we're just trying to talk some football with you. That's all.
Jay Sean. Elliot, defense wins championships. Our defense will prove it again. Yeah, defense has in the past won championships, no doubt about it. And I think it still can, Sean. But you're looking at a league that's geared towards scoring and geared toward offense, and the rules are tailored toward an offensive style football. So, do you think defense can still win championships, Sean?
I think defense. I used to think that way, but I think now defense helps win championships because if
Yeah.
you got an offense that's going out there and doing 3 and out over and over, like Kenny Pickett, it goes out there and it beats up your defense. And look what happened to the Steelers last year. We had no linebackers. We were missing T.J. Watt here and there, and we lost key games that could have, if we could have had just a few like touchdowns, we wouldn't have lost these games. And so we got to have an offense to put up like 20 to 24 points a game. I think that's key. That's more key these days than it is to have a clutch lights out defense. Like I say, man, these other teams like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, they're gonna score. So we gotta have a team that can do the same.
Yeah, you want a defense that does shine and does come up with big plays and gets the ball back for your offense. But they're going to give up some points in this league. So it's just the way it goes, definitely. And I think you're like you say, it helps a great deal win championships, but you can't be like a Ravens team that in '01 had no offense or '02, whatever year they won that Super Bowl. To where they literally, with Ray Lewis and all them, to where they had no offense. I don't know what year that was, but they had zero offense all year long. And literally, that defense won them the championship. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I do.
Real dogs. I can see them trading Dan Moore for a wide receiver. I do too, and that's definitely something we're going to get into here, especially with the additions here in the draft. I think he does become available. Joseph Marcel Jr. Everyone is talking about shit they have no clue about. Calvin Austin the third will be a top tier now that he had a QB and a good OC. That is a fact. Dan Moore Jr. might be nicest guy, but he sucks on the line, a waste of money and time. I don't know, man. I feel like I know what I'm talking about, and I got to say that Calvin Austin the third definitely could have potential. Is he going to be a top one or two tier type guy? No, he's not, man. He's just not built for it. He's not able to be on the field all the time like that because of why? He has some limitations, and that's okay. He can be that guy, Sean, in my opinion. I think he can still do good things, Uh, he doesn't have to be a top guy on this offense, top one or two. He has a role, and I think that that's what Calvin Austin III is, more of a role player, but can do some special things. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I don't think he's got what it takes to be a top tier receiver either. He kind of he struggles to when he's getting pressed up on the line because he's so small. He's not a big guy like DK Metcalf or anything or even Pickens. Pickens, he'll throw you on your ass if you're not ready. He'll give you one good push, you're on your ass, and he's gone. Calvin Austin III, he doesn't have that size and strength to do these things. So that's what I think separates him from the top tier is his size. He's limited.
Yeah, and the Steelers do have some small wide receivers, and that's why I think they have a room full of threes, fours, and fives. That's why I think they do have a room full of that. And I'm not saying that they can't succeed with those guys. I really do think that they can. So we'll see how it goes. Dan Moore might be the nicest guy, but he sucks on the line, wasting money and time. We'll see. Yeah, I think he's a definite trade target. Yeah, I don't think he's definitely lived up to what they were hoping. That's just my thing with Dan Moore. And I think he becomes expendable now, Sean. You look at the additions of Troy Fautanu. You already had Broderick Jones from the year before. You have two first round talents at the tackle positions, regardless of where they play. So you have two first round guys drafted within the top 20 picks of the NFL draft in both years, 23 and 24. You look at guys like Zach Frazier being added at center. Then you look at some of the guys that they drafted at guard, a Mason McCormick. You got to like that, a Spencer Anderson. So there's a lot of young guys. Then they had Daniels that I really like at guard. Then you have an Isaac Siamalu, a guy that is another veteran player. Those two guys can be, hey, they're their veteran leadership on that offensive line. They can, start to get this thing to gel, and you have a solid group of young players. But that leaves Dan Moore Jr. out, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing about these guys, man. They got to figure out this puzzle, man, and put the pieces together, man. Because there's just so many options and there's so many different routes, so many scenarios. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think they got to put them in place, get them set, figure out where exactly you want everybody early, and get this shit going because you want everybody to get as many reps as humanly possible in this preseason, in my opinion. I think that's the only way that you really are successful on the offensive line in 2024. That's getting these guys tons of reps.
Absolutely, man. Get that experience built up.
Armand says you need more in case of an injury. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. It'd be a luxury. Yes, no doubt, Armand. No doubt about it. It'd be a luxury to have a guy like that. But if you need a guy like Dan Moore Jr., a trade piece, you know what I mean? I definitely think that that's somebody that you could afford to lose, no doubt about it, in my eyes.
I agree. I do. Like, yeah, he's not this big key piece that we wouldn't, we're not going to suffer too tremendously.
Yeah. Real Dog says Moore is walking. Remember, he spouted off last year and they benched him for Broderick. No, that was, oh, shit. I can't remember his damn name, though. Not Dotson. That not him. Shit. It'll come to me. But anyway, it was the right tackle. But they benched him because he spouted off. And then Dan Moore was injured, and that caused Broderick to slide over to the left for a little bit, get some time there. And then he went back to the right when Dan Moore was healthy, is how that worked out. Joseph, no, you don't. You just have to run plays with double tight ends in at all times. You can't be. I respect your comments, Joseph, but I got to tell you, man, you can't be like that all the time. You can't run the same shit every down. This is the NFL, bro, and I'm not trying to dog you or anything, but you can't do that. You can't be one dimensional. You know what I mean, Sean? You can't come out there and be in double tight end sets every damn down. You can't do that.
Yeah, these defenses will pick up on you real quick and shut you down. You got to keep changing it up consistently.
Yeah, and that doesn't help your argument of Calvin Austin. You know what I mean? When's he going to get on the field? Because if you're running double tight end sets, Calvin Austin, if you're running a double tight end set every down, you ain't going to see Calvin Austin. You're just not. I mean, where does he fit? Is he a run blocker? You know what I mean? Can you trust him to do that? No. You're just not going to see him, so he's not going to shine.
What about utilizing him in like the new kickoffs this year that we're doing? Maybe he could be like a kick returner. He's got that speed that maybe he can break away. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other ways you might be able to utilize that speed.
Yeah, he'll get in on kick returns and punt returns and shit like that. But I think he's a gadgety type guy. That's all. Craig Werlow, do you feel comfortable with DB or still need help? It's another one of those positions that, yeah, I'd love to see another guy, but could you make it if you had to? Yeah, I just don't think they're in dire straits, Sean, like some may think is what I'm thinking.
I've been reading good things about Corey Trice, and he's out there and he's participating. And I, for one, am excited to see Corey Trice. Yeah, I know he's had the injury bug, but you know what? I'm an optimistic kind of guy. I really feel like he's going to go out there and make a name for himself and be a huge contributor to this team. So I'm excited for Corey Trice. I think we got two great cornerbacks, JPJ and roll the dice with Trice. Let's do it.
You love Trice, man. It's just hard to put guys in. It's the same as the wide receiver room. It's hard to put all your eggs into the basket of unproven commodities. That's all. And you got to look at their potential and look at their upside and hope for the best. That's really where we're at with some of this,
Yeah.
Brent says, good, because I was born into Bills Mafia. I grew up respecting the crap out of Mike Tomlin. There you go, man. Support your team. Definitely. Join the mic drop mafia. D says, you really think anyone would trade more than a 6-pack for Dan Moore? He had my boy Mason running for his life in Baltimore and Buffalo. I do, actually. I do. I see what you're saying, but I do think people would trade for him. And the reason why is because it's so damn hard to find, tackles in this league. And people are going to have needs, That's just my opinion. I think quality or not quality, any good to serviceable tackles are hard to come by,
They are.
Very tough. Hold on. But I definitely know that he didn't play very well in my eyes. I don't think he was very great or good. Brent says Craig Porter Jr. Should make a jump. And as long as Watt's doing his thing, the defense is driving. Yeah, I think Joey Porter Jr. is, but he can't do it all. He's going to be the number one guy, no doubt about it. He's going to float, follow the team's number one. But you're looking at a cornerback room now, though, that's got a guy in the 6th round drafted this year in 2024 and Watt. You got Darius Rush, whom they picked up last year off the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad. You got Corey Trice that had a torn ACL last year. You got Dante Jackson, who started in Carolina in the trade with with the Carolina Panthers. You got an undrafted free agent in Beanie Bishop. You got some other guys like that. I'm just saying that's a lot of faith you got to put into them. TD, the wide receiver room will be what it should be. Or should we be looking for a defensive end in a trade or free agency for security? I think that they're going to focus on wide receiver and cornerback would probably be my 2 picks if they were to make a trade. That would be for, one of those 2 types of positions. What do you think, Sean? Do you think they're going to stand pat with what they have at most places and just add if they can and make the priority cornerback and wide receiver?
I have a feeling they might just roll with what they got, man. I don't
tough.
know, man. This is tough. Yeah. If I don't know, Dan Moore Jr., if they trade him, use him for like I say, I'm just gonna play it safe. I think they're gonna roll with what they got. And Omar Khan, he holds his cards close to his body, so this is just a big guess, if you ask me.
Yeah, no doubt. Lindsay C asks, out of all the wide receivers, who do you guys think will start if we don't sign someone? So right now, Sean, you're looking at Pickens. You're looking at Roman Wilson. So there's your 2 maybe top guys. Then you got Calvin Austin III. You got Van Jefferson. You got Denzel Mims, Quez Watkins, Dez Fitzpatrick. Yeah. Deuce Watts. I'm looking at them all now. Yeah. So I'm thinking, Sean, these guys start in my eyes. If right now, and you got Scotty Wilson, so that was added today. I think right now, if you had to pick 5 wide receivers, George Pickens, um, Van Jefferson, Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin III, and Scotty Wilson. That's who I think you roll into the season with. That's just my opinion.
I would have to agree. Those are the best candidates that we have. That especially Roman Wilson. Like I said, I think he's going to be better than what I was thinking. Even I'm a little excited to see this guy.
Yeah, no doubt. Brent says, ask the Bills for a trade. Seeing what we did with Diggs, y'all can have Josh Allen for a fourth in 2035. The Bills do make some dumbass trades.
It's
Oh my
crazy.
Lord. Diggs went, he was a little bit of a cancer in the locker room. But you look at how they give the Chiefs just like quality dudes, man. Here, take it.
Man, they got rid of their cancer in the locker room, and then they brought in Claypool.
Oh,
Good thinking,
yeah.
man. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
get rid of the cancer.
Get the hell out of here, Craig Werlow. Do you think they made mistakes not signing Boyd for that price? Titans have a pretty good wide receiver room. I think they definitely got a pretty decent wide receiver room down there, but I don't think it was a mistake with Boyd because I think it's how this went, Sean. This is how I think the Tyler Boyd situation went. I think at first, when free agency kicked off, they had significant interest in Tyler Boyd. And I think they weren't able to come to an agreement on the money. I think Tyler was looking for $8 or $9 million. I think time kept marching on, and I think Tyler Boyd didn't budge from his numbers. And the Steelers started to pick up guys that are third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier type guys, and they got a bunch of them. And I just think that they finally said to themselves, I don't care. We don't need Tyler Boyd now because why? We got a bunch of guys that are third, fourth, fifth type guys. That's what I think happened.
I think so too. Tyler Boyd, if he really wanted to come and play for the best team in the AFC North, he should have just bent the rules a little bit and taken a little bit less money. And then,
Yeah.
he could have got like a Super Bowl bonus or something.
Jump on board, baby. Brent, Craig, I was talking to my brother-in-law, and we were talking about how undrafted or underrated Boyd to the Titans. That's going to impact the Bengals game. I definitely think Boyd's a ball player, no doubt about it. But I just think that they had got enough of those guys. Elliot says, I hope Frazier is our next 10-year center. I think he is the best center in the draft. That's just my opinion on it. I think it was a solid pickup, definitely. Chooks. Yeah, Chooks and Core forearm on. Yes, thank you, man. That was the right tackle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Craig says, I still think they are going to do something else because that Highsmith rework of his contract was for someone to come in. Yeah, no doubt. I definitely think they're going to still do something. Don't you, Sean? I still got confidence that they're going to do something.
Yeah, I think with them doing that and saving a little bit of money, and then like the Dan Moore Jr. thing, they can trade him too for another piece. Yeah, there's room for I could see a move happening also. Absolutely, yeah.
No doubt. Brent, who's being snubbed as a Steeler for the Hall of Fame? Only in my opinion. Dude, there's several. I think there's a couple. There's a couple 70s guys that can't get in just because there's too many. Toby Craig, we got to talk about my man Tyler Boyd. Man, Titans got the hookup. Thanks, Bengals, Steelers, Jaguars, and more. We will definitely take care of y'all's all stars. He wasn't with the Steelers, so you shouldn't thank the Steelers. I just think the Steelers didn't want another third or fourth string type guy, man. I just think they got enough. Yeah, I know who he is, Elliot. Scotty Miller. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. D Mason's got a lot of people to throw it to next season. Yeah, they might not play him. It looks like Will Levis's team until he proves otherwise. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Brent, Toby, that receiver leaving Cincinnati is bigger than people realize. Yeah, it could be. No doubt about it. Heavenly Demon. I don't know what that is. We don't want no demon people in here. Go by. Goodbye, Heavenly Demon. I don't like that. Toby Craig. Hey, Steelers fan, I ain't a hater, but tighten up. Maybe y'all know we are running 2025. I don't know about all that. But hey, it's your world. You live in it, Toby.
Man, good luck.
Mm-hmm. AFC's tough. You got Patrick Mahomes that plays in this conference. That's the toughest part. Yeah, I hope Mason gets a chance, D. Yeah, but you know how some of these organizations are, the Steelers included. You know, you'll let people sit, man, and you'll scratch your head and you'll ask yourself, what the hell is going on? And yeah, you don't know. No doubt about it. It's
I
kind of
like.
crazy.
I want to see Mason do good. I'd like to see him out there slinging the ball around, but yeah, I don't want to see him sling the ball against our team. No way.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it. Yeah, it's just tough to think how these teams, analyze this shit. When you saw what Mason did last year, it made you scratch your head and you wondered to yourself, what were the Steelers looking at? You had Mitchell Trubisky in there who absolutely sucked, who played one good preseason game, and they put such high hopes into him. And it's like, come on, man.
I was never sold on Trubisky, not even for 1 second. Even when I heard that they were bringing him to Pittsburgh, I was just like, no, why? Why? The guy's
Mm,
trash. There's a
yeah.
reason why he got kicked out of Chicago. Come on.
Yeah. We'll see if that's the same case with Justin Fields too. No doubt about that.
Fields, I feel a little differently about. I think he actually has some talent and he can be utilized. But Trubisky, I almost said Trubisky like I usually do.
Trubisky.
Yeah, so we'll see. I like Justin Fields though. The guy's got some. He can scramble, man, and he can run. He's big. He's muscular. He's athletic. I can't wait to see what they do with him. We'll see.
Yeah, no doubt. Brent, Titans are where players go to retire without anyone knowing. Uh, Patrick Papa. I feel like the Browns and the Bengals had a bad offseason while we got an A plus caliber offseason. Yeah, at least on paper, I think Omar's done well. But yeah, a lot are saying, Sean, this. Would you totally give Omar a bad grade if he doesn't make any significant wide receiver additions? Do you take this offseason and say, man, C minus, D plus type offseason if he doesn't?
No, I would. I wouldn't be so harsh, because he did a good job in so many other places. If you guys want to dock him for not filling one position with a big name wide receiver, even though we got Wilson, who I think is going to surprise a lot of you, including myself. Um, the worst he can do is maybe a B. And that's a good thing. He still did good with the B. We may not have the team to go out there and win a Super Bowl Lombardi, but I think we're sitting in a position to where we can make a good playoff run right now. And let's just wait and see what these guys do. These guys want to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's going to come down to, too, guys, how these guys gel in camp, how they come together as a team, how they play for each other. That's a variable that people totally overlook. Everybody just wants to look at what's on paper, what's the stats, and try to make these great decisions off of that and give all these grades. It's like literally, how do these guys gel together? Do they play for one another? They're all pro athletes, dude. They're all good. you know,
And a
they're
lot of them
all
not,
good.
and a lot of them, like the younger guys, got to make a name for themselves, and that's what they got to do. And then you got guys like Russell Wilson, who still wants to prove everybody wrong. That said the guy's washed up. He's lost his step. He lost his throw. He can't throw over the middle. There's all these things that are being said that's all fire. They fuel for the fire, if you ask me. So
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
excited. I'll keep saying it over and over. This is going to be a fun year, guys.
I hope. I hope, man. I'm down. I'm down for it. D says, wasn't the Titans OC with the Bengals when Mason destroyed them? I'm not sure about that. I'd have to look that up. I don't know. I don't know that, D. D says they're saying it's Will Levis's team, but they also said this was Kenny's team before they brought on Wilson. Yeah, no doubt. And yeah, you can't be scared of competition, and that's where Kenny went wrong, no doubt about that. Patrick Papa, yeah, CJ Stroud said that he feels bad for Justin because Chicago didn't give him weapons like they did to Caleb Williams. We have had a stud, in my opinion. We have a stud, in my opinion. I hope so, guys. I really do. It's just going to be something we have to see it develop. And that's a lot of this shit, like the wide receiver room, like the cornerback room. Like we were talking about, you got to see how these guys gel together. You got to see what Arthur Smith is going to bring to the table. It's just not a guarantee that he comes in and he's going to be special. We don't know that yet. So there's a lot of unknowns heading into this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Definitely. Brent says, I have never been sold on Fields. He is the dollar store version of Lamar, maybe with a decent set of coaches. I just don't believe his 5 wow plays a season will work. I agree. Until I see more, I'm not impressed either. TD says there will be a lot of options after training camp cuts we can explore also. Yeah, there will be, Sean. And then once you see June 1st come, you'll see some cuts. Training camp, you'll see some cuts. There will be some ways to make a move, man. That's why I think there's going to be moves made later in the summer. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Fields, I've never been wowed by Fields either, but I recognize a gifted athlete when I see one, and he might be able to do some special things under a different franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers and a nice offensive line that can protect him. And we'll see what he can do. And are we going to see this year? Probably not, because I think Russell Wilson's going to go out there and do a good job. But we got the preseason coming up, but then again, I don't put too much stock in the preseason either, because look at last year. We all thought Kenny Pickett was going to go out there and light it up, and boy, did he stink. So we'll see.
Yeah, he stunk. So did Mitch. All right, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. That's Sean. Sean, I know you said you had to go, so whenever you need to go, make sure you tell me. You can peace out, bro. Whenever
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
need to.
Sure, yeah, yeah. I'll probably
So
take off in the next few minutes. Actually, thanks for reminding me.
yeah, I didn't want you to miss that and go, oh shit. You'd be
Thank
like,
you.
damn, thank you. I messed that up. But anyway, guys, yeah, we're here on Steel City Live. It's our Wednesday edition of the show. We might even wrap up a couple minutes early. We'll see how it goes. Sean got an appointment to go to, so we're going to start winding it down. Any comments, questions, and concerns, put it in the chat here before we start to wrap up the show. Yeah, actually, we'll just shut it down. We're almost to an hour anyway, Sean. We're at 52 minutes. So, any closing things here you want to say on a Wednesday as the Pittsburgh Steelers hit more of a dead time in the season, guys, as we await for rookie mini camps, OTAs, all this kind of stuff that's coming up as we wait for that to all kick off and get going. Any closing thoughts, Sean?
I just want to wish everybody out there, just a good night, man. Everybody, don't forget to love your hug your loved ones, I should say. It's really important. I'm all about spreading that positivity and love, and don't forget to do that, because it will make you feel better. So go hug somebody, go relax, enjoy yourselves. Life is good. Steelers are
Life
gonna
is
do
good. Life is good, bro. No doubt about it. Love my Steelers fans. Much love from Bill's Country. Well, thanks, Brett. No doubt. Much love, man. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, TD. TD says Mitch True bench me. That's where he belongs. Peace and love. Let's go, Steelers. Thank you. Thank you, Denise. Yeah, guys, thank you. As Sean said, yeah, definitely take care, everybody. I appreciate it. And we'll just wrap it up here since we're so close and let Sean do his thing. But we'll be back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the show, Steel City Live. I'm Jason. That's Sean. Until tomorrow, guys. Peace. Later,
Later,
Sean.
bye. Thanks, Jason. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. Bye.